A huge crowd gathered in Ayr Square to see off Scotsman Jimmy McRae driving an Opel Ascona and seated number 2. Another favourite was John Lyons in the Escort RS 1800. But the number 1 seed was the previous year's winner Ger Buckley in another Opel. The Talbot camp was represented by former Irish national champion John Coyne in a Sunbeam Lotus. Former international autotest champion John Lyons from Castlederg set a blistering pace right from the start, but a suspected broken half shaft was to put him out of the 1982 Galway Rally. Robin Lyons, on the other hand, didn't seem to know if he was in or out of the rally. On stage 12, crowds were everywhere and making the driving very hazardous. But this was only one of the worries for Briege Brophy, the first female clerk of the course for a European Championship rally.
Whatever you like, we're open.
Well, I've had to put Jimmy Kane in as a stopgap on 13 at the moment where a timekeeper hadn't returned, so I'd need to have you floating, I think, rather than in here. Over.
Before long, Jimmy McRae had established a comfortable lead. At the Opel service area in Ballinasloe, the Bolan-Catini mechanics worked on Jimmy's car. McRae also had been working hard to maintain his lead, but not even an apple a day would keep the opposition away. Jimmy had an accident on stage 14, hitting the rear passenger side of the Ascona against a telegraph pole, damaging the oil tank and the battery, but he was still in the rally. So too was Brendan Fagan, who had led the rally briefly, but was now also losing bits of his car. Surprisingly, rally leader McRae was very relaxed.
I think if we'll just keep an eye on Ger and try and keep in front, you know, and accumulate some European points.
Any post-mortems on the incident yesterday?
It was really driver error. We went into a corner just too quick, and when I braked we hit the mud and the thing went sideways and clouted a pole at the back. It wasn't very nice. And
I hear in the middle of all this dust-up that you actually touched helmets, getting very matey.
I said it was your fault, help.
While Mrs. Maloney rubbed down Marie's car, John Coyne floated through stage 21 in 3rd place. Austin McHale's Vauxhall Chevette was climbing up the top 10. And so too was the Porsche driven by Noel Smith. As the last cars were struggling to the final stage, activity in the computer room had already hotted up. Result, McRae first.
In the Galway this year, basically to try and gain some European Championship points. You know, the Galway's a coefficient 2.
And so Jimmy opted out of his Irish Championship points. Second, in another Ascona, was Ger Buckley, giving Opel the Manufacturers Award. John Coyne earned some valuable points with a 3rd place. Back to Ayr Square for the finish ceremony, where a smiling Jimmy McRae only had to pose for photographs and spray the crowd with the traditional champagne.
Liège is all over. Is it a great relief?
I suppose it is at this stage, yes.
Well, I think we must all congratulate you. Before on the Galway Rally, you've always competed, and now clock of the course. Which is the more nerve-wracking?
Competing, believe it or not, I think.
What was the worst moment?
There wasn't really a worst moment. Once the event started to run, it went extremely smoothly. It was the build-up to the event that was the sort of most exciting part of it, and nerve-wracking.
Jimmy, it's been a sort of day of surprises for you, and I don't think it was really such a big surprise to win today, but mind you, yesterday you might have thought it was very unlikely.
Yes, well, at one point yesterday it didn't look as though it was going to happen, but we're here and we've made it.
Probably the biggest surprise was this object here to your left turned up rather unexpectedly.
That's correct. It's a good job I was behaving myself, wasn't it?
Another happy man was John Coyne, who found himself one place higher than he expected in the championship after McRae had given away his points. This left Buckley in front with 15, the Talbot in second with 12, the Vauxhalls of Fagan and McHale in third and fourth, and Henry's Ford in fifth.